Today I'm going to be demonstrating how you can export content from your Canvas courses to the Commons. So before we get started, what exactly is the Commons? If you're not that familiar with Canvas, the Commons is a repository that pretty much enables educators to find, to import, and to share resources amongst each other. Essentially, it is a digital library that is full of educational content that has all been created through Canvas and is available for other Canvas users to use in their classrooms. So, to get started with exporting something that you have created, you are going to click on the classroom that you are currently working in that houses what you will be exporting. So for this example, I am going to click on my social studies classroom, and there are a lot of different things that I can share and export to the Canvas Commons. I can do complete modules, which are like units. I can export assignments. I can export pages, quizzes, lots of different things. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to find what I want to export. The reason that I would be exporting this content is maybe I'm collaborating with other teachers within the county, or I want to share resources with another teacher that I plan with, um, so that we don't all have to recreate the wheel every step of the way, especially with the switch to virtual learning. If you have someone who is really good at technology or is really good at planning social studies lessons or language arts lessons, um, we want to get them into their comfort zone and see the resources and things that they're creating. So, this is a great way to do that since we will all be using Canvas. So, I went ahead and clicked on my modules for this course, and this is a previous module from last year, so I don't want to go ahead and export this entire course or this entire unit to um, Canvas, because with the switch to virtual, there's a lot of things that I would need to go through and update and make easier to use since we won't be in the classroom. So for this demonstration, I am going to show you how to export something, and the process is the same whether you're exporting a quiz or an assignment or an entire module, or just a page. So I am just going to click on this, and this is an assignment. I know that because when I open it, assignments is kind of highlighted. Um, it says assignments at the top. So I'm going to just export this as an example. At the top of my assignment, I have published. I can unpublish it if I want. You can export things whether they are published or unpublished in your classroom. So you can keep them unpublished and still export them to the Commons to share with your coworkers. I don't need to edit it at this point because I'm just going to export it the way that it is right now, even though I wouldn't use it in this form this year. So I'm going to click on the three dots on the right hand side, and I have a couple different options. I can send to. This is a really good tool to use if you're just sharing it, sending it to one person. I can click this button and I can begin typing their name. And once I do that, different names are going to pop up, and I can click who I want to send it to and click send, and it will send to that person. I can copy this if I want to keep this original one, but I also want to make a copy for this year. I could copy this specific assignment and it would show up in my same module. Or I can share it to the Commons. This is what I want to do so that I can share with other educators within the county who may teach the same thing that I teach. So I'm going to click share to Commons, And when I do that, a screen is going to pop up that looks like this. You're not going to have this little box unless you have previously tried to share the specific assignment or page or whatever it is that you're working with. So it's going to start right here. And the first thing that you need to check is who can use this resource. So is this only for you? Are you going to make it available to all of the teachers within our county, or do you want it to be available to certain groups of teachers? So for example, if I was a math teacher and I had created some modules that coordinated with Open Up Math, I may click Select Consortiums and click Open Up Math. If I wanted to share my resource with essentially everyone in North Carolina, I could click North Carolina Canvas. For this demonstration, I'm just going to click all of Craven County Schools. And for content type, even though this is optional, it helps when you are searching through trying to find something. So if my assignment that I had created was a template, then it would basically be a shell. It would have different components of a lesson, but it wouldn't have the meat, it wouldn't have the content to make it so that I could just open it up and teach it the way that it is. This assignment is an open textbook assignment because it does have the content standards in there. So essentially, I could share this with someone, export it to the Commons, and they could open up this assignment and add it to their course and just get started with it. The next step is to determine what kind of license you would like to assign to what you are exporting. So there are quite a few different options, and if you're unfamiliar with what these different options mean, you can go ahead and you can click on this Help Me Choose button. So if you want everybody to be able to use it, you are going to click on Public Domain. And basically that means that you give everybody the right to open it. You give everybody the right to share it freely. They can make changes. It's available for anyone to use. And I'm not going to go through the list of all of them. You can check them out if you would like. But each one, it'll give you like a quick little summary of what that license title includes. Something to note is that if you make something that is public domain or is just CC attribution or is just copyrighted, people can still take your work and take the lessons that you've created and they can change them the way that they would like, and they can also use them, let's say, if they wanted to add them to a pay teachers account and they wanted to sell them. So if you ever want people to not be able to use your content, use the lessons that you've made in commercial ways, then you would have to click one of these non-commercial license types. So let's go back to this. I am going to make this public domain. I don't care what people do with this, and I'm going to give it a title. I'm actually going to make this title, What is Geography? This was a multiple slide lesson to begin with, and so what is geography kind of fits the title better. Now I need to put a description. In this lesson, students will learn more about geography as an intro to a unit. Okay. If you'd like to put tags, you can. So tags, when we are searching in a search bar and we are typing what we're looking for, the search program takes the keywords that we type in and they search for resources and tools and things that have those words somewhere in them. So for my tags, and this is optional, you don't have to do this part, I might put geography, and and then I hit enter so that it makes it a tag, and you can see the little box around it. I might put social studies, hit a tag. I might do 6th grade, hit a tag. Now I need to insert an image. Now, if I don't have my own image, that's fine, because when I click on insert an image, I can actually search for different images. So it automatically populated with geography, and I don't really like these pictures to go along with it. So I'm just going to put a map for a picture. So I'm just going to type map, and I'm going to click this one, and now I have an image. You also have the option to upload images from your computer. So you can browse your computer, you can find images on the web, and you can use them also. So I'm just going to click on this one again. And the final step is indicating which grade levels this lesson would be good for. So I teach 6th grade. I'm going to put it as a 6th grade lesson, but it's an introductory lesson to geography. So it may be good for 4th through 6th grade. Once I've done all this, I'm going to click share, and it is going to start processing whatever I have decided to export and load it into Canvas. Now you'll see it says the preview is not available. It can take anywhere between 30 seconds to 30 minutes for the things that you export to actually end up in the Commons. So at this point, I'm done. I have exported this assignment to the Commons. People can search for it. People can decide to use this assignment if they'd like. They can search for it by, if I had, a teacher partner that wanted to find it, I could say, okay, search for what is geography. I could copy the link and send them the link, and they could access it that way. One thing that I also want to point out is that typically when you're in the Commons, and I'll go over this in a different tutorial, but you will be given a preview of what that assignment or module or course, whatever it is that has been uploaded, looks like in this area. And then the details that the author put in when they were creating that page that we were just on a moment ago are going to show up under details. So I can see it's good for grades 4, 5, and 6, the tags that are associated with it. And I can also see who I've shared it with. Now, version notes I can't access at this time because I haven't made any changes to my assignment. Let's say that I realized, oh, I forgot some important information. This assignment was actually part of a larger assignment that students did in groups. I need to go back and add that. I may want to edit this resource and update it to reflect that. If I decide, oh, I really don't want this information out there anymore, this wasn't a good lesson, or I need to make a lot of changes to this assignment, you can remove it from the Commons. Here I can also see that nobody has favorited it. There are no downloads for this. I can see the date that I uploaded it, and I can see that it is public domain. So that is how you export your created assignments and work to the Commons, and I hope you found that helpful.